stock market today analysis for, look down here in the corner, Thursday, January 12th, 2023. Before we get into this, I want to draw your attention over here. Your not favorite Uncle Jerome Powell came out, FOMC, Fed meeting, who knows who it was, Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen, Neil Kashkari, who cares who it was. Some unelected officials from the world of the central banks came out and run their lips. The hot air flew out of their mouth. And boy, good buddy Brent, not impressed. Maybe you're impressed, maybe other people are impressed. For the 6th straight month, inflation has decelerated. Decelerated. So accelerating means to speed up. Decelerating just means to slow down. Okay. In the US, after today's report on December revealed a 6.5 year-over-year increase in the consumer price index. On a month-over-month basis, which is the most important for understanding the current rate of change in prices, CPI fell 0.1%, due primarily to a sharp drop in energy prices. The Fed is expected to raise rates by just 0.25% at its next meeting, as it reduces the size of rate hikes to allow past hikes ripple through the economy while inflation cools. Man, we study markets. That's who this is from. These guys sound like they're, I don't know, whenever I read this, I'm just like, man, you're a government mouthpiece, aren't you? So I don't know, maybe we should be excited that prices are, your food is still getting higher. It's still getting more expensive, but it's not getting it's not going up in price as fast as it was. So there you go. So you'd be happy about that. Now, not only did I want to tell you about that, right? If you watch these before, you already know. There's a link in the description below this video to eyeofsuccess.com. The mission of Eye of Success, you can probably see that picture's me. The mission of Eye of Success is to help you begin your trading journey by learning how to sell cash secured put options. Yeah, I want to get something out of it too. I want to do this in a way that allows me to grow and improve in the process. Why? Because as this yogi says, if you want to master something, teach it. Right? And I think that if you have a bank account, if you have an internet connection, and you spend money at least once a year, I mean, once a year, that's all I'm asking. You spend money at least once a year, you got a bank account, you got an internet connection, then at minimum, at the very, very minimum, right, you should be selling cash secured put options. Why? Because these yahoos are clapping because prices are just not getting as expensive as fast. Listen to that. It's not even that prices are coming down. It's that they're going up, but they're not going up as fast, right? What are you gonna do? A couple weeks ago, I had a quasi near-death experience. Right? It was, I don't really know if it was I've had some near-death experiences before, but it wasn't like that. But it was definitely for about 2 months. I was wondering, am I gonna die? Right? And one of the things that has been a change is that as long as I'm alive, I'm going to help you out. So prices are not going down. Maybe they're not going to go up as fast. Maybe they're not going to go up as fast. But is your paycheck going up as fast? Is your paycheck meeting it? Do you have more money? Is it easier for you to pay your bills this year than it was 10 years ago? Come on, get with the program. If you're not with the program, get with it. Get with it. I'm somewhat lucky, man. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids, so I only got to pay for myself. I don't know what you got. You got kids to pay for? Come on, at the minimum, do it for your family. uh, because there's only there's only one person. There's only one person that cares about your money. There's only one person that cares about your money, and it's you, right? Nobody else. I don't care about your money. Jerome Powell doesn't care about your money. Republican, Democrat, any other branch, those people, they don't care about your money. Only you care about your money. So you got to do it for yourself. Put yourself in a position where you're not listening to the freaking opinions of people that do not have your best interest at heart, right? Slap yourself in the face and stop being a sucker if you have been one. All right, so that's it. So obviously, I feel, hey, look, it's important to me. I'm crying in front of you over it, right? I feel like I gotta help. As long as I'm alive, I'm gonna help you. I want to push this message out, right? Because there's no one that's gonna help you. There's no one that's gonna help you. Look at FTX, right? You heard about that fraud? You hear about that stuff? The guy was on the stage with the presidents. You think the presidents don't know? Come on. Don't be a sucker anymore. Wake up. Wake up. Nobody cares about your money but you. Just you. And I just happen to care for all human beings, right? So that's it. I don't know you personally. I hope that if I did know you personally, I hope we would have a good time hanging out. But, man, I care about people. So this is it. This is it. This is the message I got for you. You do something. Okay. Crime party is over. You got all the stuff. You got it. Now you understand. I authentically want to help. So we're going to get into looking at the markets and check out what I Have Success. Check out the YouTube channel. Most importantly, paper trade. And even more importantly than that, there's certain things you can control. There's certain things you can't. Hone in on the things you can control. In selling cash secured put options on a stock that you don't mind owning the rest of your life, if you had to, that is in your control. All right? Okay, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to be right back. Wiping away these tears and we're getting down to business. All right, so we're looking at the futures at the moment. It is 7:33 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, right? So that's probably like, oh, shucks. Let's see. Look at my handy dandy Android phone here, and it is 12:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So instead of being, it's Friday the, well, hot dog, it's Friday the 13th. All right, so at least over there, right? So so what you can do with the futures is that, of course, you can trade them. You know, if you would like, right here, you will see a link pop up at right now. I don't know. I'm linking some videos together here, so I don't know what minute it's at, but it popped up right there. And so that is to a playlist of paper trades. And so you can paper trade the futures, right? It's a different beast. More complicated, but if you don't want to paper trade them, right? Let's say you just want to be selling cash secured put options on stocks that you don't mind owning, you know, because you got a bank account, you got an internet connection, and you spend money at least once a year, and you figure, Brent, I know what you're talking about, as far as like sooner or later, my cognitive abilities are going to be in decline. You know, I can't be doing these sophisticated option trades the rest of my life. So I might as well, you know, kind of build up my own sort of annuity via dividend producing stocks. And, you know, maybe by the time I'm 80, you know, I'm 40 now, I'm 35, whatever, I'm 25, 50, maybe by the time I'm 80 or 90, I won't have to think so much, and I can just have these dividends coming in. And I'll buy those income producing paper assets, aka stocks, via selling cash secured put options, or just outright. So so what you could do with the futures is when the market's not open, So like for me, at night, and then for you in the morning, maybe before, depending on what time zone you're in, uh, it gives you an idea of what's going on. So for example, right, here's the four big futures of the four big indices. We're basically looking at, almost the whole stock market right here. S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Russell 2000. What do we see going on, right? You saw a little movement right there, didn't you? Maybe you didn't. I did if you're paying attention. But right now, the futures look like they might be topping out. We don't know. We got like this. See this long tail down here? Prices started right here, traded all the way down here, and buying pressure pushed it up. Look what it's try to put it in correlation with everything. So you got this big bull candle right here. This one, yeah, I mean, it's still, where's it at? It's still like in the top. It closed a little higher than this one, but look at the difference between these two, right? You got this candle, boom. The next day it's up here, the next candle. We're not really seeing that. We tested all the way down here, right? Back into here. This one, it's not even testing down here. This one's not even testing down here. But just like this one, you see that tail wick, whatever you want to call that, shadow. See how prices went all the way up there, over here, but selling pressure put it down. Eventually it's up. So let's put it in correlation with everything else. Okay, we got all these candles going to the upside here, strong bull trend, and this might just be getting started. Maybe this candle just started at midnight Eastern Standard Time. We got a similar look through all three of these. So in the short term, right, this is looking at 1 month of data. Each candle is 1 day, one futures day, I guess. But for the last couple days, things been going up, right? Up, 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 up for the last couple days. Now, this is a 200-day moving average here. So over the last 200 days, though, where things been going down, down, down. So just because something's up for the day, what you want to try to put it in context of a bigger picture. And the Dow Jones, right? Look, it got all the way up here during the month, and selling pressure brought it down here. So it's like a little bit under this 34.5. We're going to be testing this. A little smiley face here, right? It's this area of resistance, back testing this. So over the next couple days, the rest of the month or whatever, we're about halfway through the month right now. Through the rest of the month, we should have an idea of what should be going on. Are we going to kind of keep going higher, lower, or whatever is happening? VIX was dropping. VIX is a derivative of option contracts on the SPX, and it's kind of known as a fear index. If it's going down, then generally you could say fear is kind of going down. The volatility, indecision, uncertainty, kind of things like that. And it's been going down, right? Look it's been as high as 25. Now we're made a new low yesterday, right? So fear seems to be coming out. 10-year treasury has been the futures for it, at least, hit this low, coming back to this low. Got a high up here, coming down. You see that 200-day moving average, though, sloping up. It's above that 200-day moving average. So sometimes when people say, like, whatever they say, you kind of want to, whether you ask them or whether in your own mind, whether you want to, sometimes it's not worthwhile to talk to an idiot, even if the idiot is highly educated and thinks they know all the answers. Sometimes it's not worth the effort. Sometimes it's like one idiot plus conversation equals 2 idiots. So it's better to have just one. So anyways, the point of that is that put it into relationship of context of what time frame, right? Oh, the 10-year treasury is going down. Okay, going down in what time frame? Because look, this 200-day moving average would suggest it's going up. So maybe it's been going down in the last 2 weeks, but what's it been doing in the last 200 days, right? Just some food for thought. Crude oil. Got an open trade on crude oil. Sold, I think, $100 naked call on crude oil in the paper trading account. I'll tell you what, that is not a suitable trade for you. No. You want to lose a lot of money real quick? Trade these futures. You don't want to lose a lot of money real quick? Just look at the future. The futures is an indicator of what might happen in the stock market. Look at natural gas. How this has just been going down. Now, if you were gonna look at this, see that little bit of sideways motion, right? After you see this long downward move, right? Sideways, right? Green, red, body of this one and this one are, this one's a little, it's a little wider. You could say that's maybe an engulfing candle right there. But prices shot back up. And then we see prices, they like opened here, trade all the way down here, pushed it up to here, about halfway through there, but we're below that 200-day moving average sideways. And then prices dropped. We see it boom right here. So that, shouldn't be a surprise. It's not like you should necessarily have known that was going to happen, but hey, it's below the 200-day moving average. It shouldn't be a shocker that it would fall down. And sometimes what might happen is you might see a big candle down. That might be kind of like the grand finale of it, like some fireworks going off, but maybe it's going to just kind of, have these candles move down. Prices have moved down quite a bit from up here, right around 7 down to 3. And this is not about trading natural gas. Hopefully what you can kind of take out of this too is just kind of looking at candles. Like, you get to look at a lot of different candles here, right? So let's say if this was a stock, which it is not, right? It's not natural gas. In fact, don't play with this one, because Eric Townsend from Macro Voices, he says in the professional trading world, this is known as the widowmaker. So why don't you, assuming that you have a spouse, like, why don't you not become, not widow your loved one? And so anyways, let's pretend this just is whatever, whatever. Let's just call it stock A, D, squiggly line, right? AD squiggly line. So what would you do? Where just by looking at this, limited information, right? Very limited. We see a sideways. Could you sell something up here? Could you potentially sell a naked call up here? There'd be a low probability of it going up there. Maybe there's a low probability of getting any premium though. Let's say you wanted to do a cash secured put option on this, if it was a stock, right? If it normally trades, like, let's say going in the past, it's around here, somewhere in the $7, $8, $5 to $7 range. Now you're down here. Maybe you're buying it at a discount. What's the fundamentals on it, right? You can check free cash flow. Does it have free cash flow? If you don't know what free cash flow is, I got a video somewhere in my channel about it. It's kind of like how much money is left over after everything is paid off. I mean, for you, would you rather have, after you pay all your bills, would you rather have extra money, or you want to be in the negative? It's kind of the same thing like that. Now, maybe a company can limp along. Maybe a government can limp along longer than an individual can, but ultimately, it's all numbers and mathematics. So anyways, maybe, maybe selling cash secured put option at the $3 mark. Maybe if that was a company that had some good fundamentals behind it, and let's say they make toilet paper. Is toilet paper subject to obsolescence risk? If you don't know what obsolescence risk is, let me just tell you no, and reverse engineer it. What would that mean? If toilet paper is not subject to obsolescence risk, what would that mean? Right? Blockbuster, obsolescence risk. So that's something you want to consider when you're doing these different, if you want to own stock for a longer time, right? Is this particular company, product, service, whatever, is there any potential obsolescence risk? So we see crude oil seems to be trading in this range, right? Basically somewhere, kind of like this range. Can you see that? Below this downward sloping 200-day moving average, but it's in this range, right? In other videos, we talked about when you notice a range, maybe you want to look at more than just a 1 month chart. Maybe you want to look at a variety of things to get a better idea. But just for like fun, could you see how you could do some sort of trade when it hits here, and then when it goes back down to this end of the range, you could do another trade as it kind of floats up here, right? You could even started it here. It's down in here. You open that position. Once it hits this part of the range, you close that position. maybe open up this other one, planning on closing it when it hits this part of the range. Then you open another one that's going to profit. So you got trades going on no matter which direction it goes, right? A lot of people right now, they're talking about which way is the stock market going to go? What's going to happen to the stock market? Andy Tanner used to say, I don't care, because he's in a position to make money no matter what happens. And that's where you want to be. So we talked about that one. Gold. Man, we just see gold. Like, if you watch those videos where I was talking about that kind of wedge or whatever that's called, you know, when you got prices flat on one side and pressing up to the other one, and boom, it has just made some higher, just keeps going up, right? Making higher highs. How long can this go on for? How long is it going to go on for? I don't know. This one for sure is politically influenced. So I don't know. It's a tough call. And also, you know, as gold keeps going up, you're going to hear sooner or later, if gold keeps going up, you're going to hear people talking about gold. A lot of people are confused, or let me clarify that. A lot of people are not clear on different aspects of gold, right? For right now, we are looking at a paper derivative of gold. This is not the price of gold. This is the price of the futures contract of gold. If you want to buy physical gold, you need to go into the go somewhere, you shop around a little bit and see how close to this price you're going to get to buy 1 ounce of gold. My guess is it's going to be higher than that price. So this might be the price to buy a futures contract right now, but that's probably not the price that you're going to actually buy an ounce of gold. And do you want an ounce of gold? Do you actually want an ounce of gold, or do you want to profit from the price action of gold? Right? What is it you're trying to do? If you buy an ounce of gold, are you buying an ounce of gold because you think it's going to go up and you're going to sell that ounce of gold? Well, maybe you want to do a little more research on gold and see if that is the best way to increase your fiat currency, right? Because if you're buying an ounce of gold here and you want to sell it when it goes up here, you're probably selling it for dollars. I'm assuming you're in the US, and so you're trying to increase your fiat currency, right? Is that the most efficient way? Might not be. Can gold be used for something other? Can the actual physical gold be used for something other than increasing your fiat currency amount? You should check that out. Silver, we see silver has just been, you can see that sideways, right? A little bit higher right here, but overall, I mean, kind of sideways, right? But look, it's not even, when we see this one, right? This is a lot more in a range. You see that range bound? Woo, this is volatile. This is volatile. But it is above this 200-day moving average, and generally gold leads the way on silver. This one also has some kind of on the DL political stuff going on with it. You know, corporate political intermingling, fascism under Mussolini's definition is kind of got some of that stuff going on. So, you know, what is that? So it's after, like, I don't know how many years I've been paying attention to gold and silver and that type of thing. But yeah, seems like don't ever get too excited. Don't get too excited about this paper price, and rethink your premise, right? What did Ayn Rand say? If you find some sort of contradiction, check your premises. One of them is wrong. So check your premises about gold and silver. See if something if maybe there's a more accurate premise for you. But Bitcoin, boom, at least the futures of Bitcoin, bam, going to get up here testing this 20,000, right? So here's, I used to pay a lot more attention to Bitcoin. Why? I don't know, just because it was fun. It's not because the unfree state of Hawaii lets me trade it. They don't. Not enough freedom in this state to trade Bitcoin. You know, if I'm not, I guess I'm not, as a 46-year-old man, I don't have, you know, I'm not an adult enough to lose my own money if I so choose. But nonetheless, you know, even in the unfree state of Hawaii, even if they won't let me trade it. I was watching it, and so Bitcoin bulls, they're probably, this is it, we're going to the moon. All right, so let's put everything in perspective. Right now, you got to get over and you got to stay over $20,000. And just to be clear, I'm not a Bitcoin bear. I'm not a Bitcoin bull. I don't give a Bitcoin. I don't give a Bitcoin. That's really it. I don't give a Bitcoin. Oh, man. If I was in a state that gave me enough freedom to trade, I would short this. I would go long. I would short. I would go long. I would trade it, because if you got a piece out of that, you probably made some money. And so that's it. That's what your good buddy Brent thinks about it, right? Is I don't give two rips. I will trade that. I don't know if I want to, and here's the other thing. If you're scared or you're worried that, what if it's going to go to 1 million? What if it's going to go to 1 million? I want to be a part of it. Well, I'll tell you what, in order to get to 1 million, it's got to get past 20,000. And in order to get to 1 million, it's got to get past 23. In order to get to 1 million, it's got to get past 26. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? See, look at this. If it's down here and you see this in the past, it's got to get up through this. So you look at Bitcoin and you look at where all this resistance is, and you're like, if it can break out through this resistance, maybe I'll buy there. But I'm not going to buy before, when it's hitting all this resistance, because maybe I can't get out of that resistance. Just some food for thought. You can do whatever you want with your money if you live in a state that it gives you enough freedom. Unfortunately, myself, I don't. And so let's move on to, what are we moving on to? I don't know. I don't know what we're moving on to. All right, we looked at these ones already. We looked at the untradeable in the state of Hawaii Bitcoin. We looked at crude oil. We looked at gold, which even if you buy gold printed from the U.S. in the state of Hawaii, you get charged sales tax on that. You're literally buying. It's like if you were to go into the bank and you wanted to swap 4 $5 bills for a 20, and they charged you tax on it. Hey, welcome to America. So we got the UUP, which is the dollar. That's the dollar index, and it was kind of in this range, right? But it broke out above this range, and this is not the best range. Like, here's another thing that if you watch these videos before, I've told you about. This is only like 30 days of candles. Like, every new candle comes in and the old one, boop, pops out. So it's just to look at a lot of stuff real quick, I guess. Actually, you know what this video is? I hope it gives you some value, but I tell you what, it gives me a lot of value because it constantly has my finger on the pulse of a lot of different markets. So I'm trying to make it work for you too. Like when I was in high school, we used to say to some people, we say, well, I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. That's kind of how these videos are at the moment. I'm trying to get better, but in the meantime, at least I'm getting mine. Hope you're gonna figure out how to get yours. So anyways, maybe we drop down here. We're definitely down in the low. Now there's you got the Brent Johnson dollar milkshake theory, but at the end of that theory, at the very end of that theory, if I remember properly, dollar going down. It's going to go up before it goes down. Now, if we look at, let's see. I think this should be 1 month, right? So each candle is 1 month and total of 10 years. Dollar milkshake theory says at some point, dollar's going up, dollar's going up, dollar's going up. It definitely went up. Definitely went up. Is this the conclusion of it? I have no idea. I don't know. You'd have to ask Brent Johnson. Not sure. No idea. I just know that dollar milkshake theory, I believe, ends with coming down. So we'll see where we are on that. But you know what the great news is? Maybe you're hearing stuff that you don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because if you want to make money in the stock market, you can make money in the stock market. You can just keep it simple if you want. You can buy cash. You can sell cash secured put options on stocks that you don't mind owning. I showed you where there's like some links to stuff in the description of this video below. That'll get you started on that journey. You don't have to master the stock market to be good at that. It's once you kind of get a proficient with it, you're gonna see it's like it literally is so easy that my mom, who does not have the internet, right? My mom has a bank account, she has the internet, but she doesn't. Excuse me. My mom has a bank account. She spends money more than once a year. I know for a fact she spends money at least twice a year, minimum at least twice a year. But she does not have the internet. No cell phone, no internet. And I'm telling you what, my mom could even do this. I could show my mom how to do this. It is that easy. Even my mom that doesn't have access to the internet, who is that, internet unsavvy, I could show her how to do this. It's really that simple. I think if you could tie your shoes, you could probably get this done. If you can tie your shoes, drive a car, maybe make an omelet. I mean, that one's kind of complex. I can barely make an omelet, but I really can't. I can burn some tater tots once in a while. I don't really make a good grilled cheese sandwich, but hey, I can barely cook, and I can get this done. I can sell cash secured put options on stocks I don't mind owning. So I'm telling you what, man, if you are not selling cash secured put options on stocks that you don't want to own, it's like you're punching yourself in the guts every day and you don't know it. So I'm trying to wake you up, my friend. All right, so where are we at? I don't know. I have no idea where I'm just having a good time here. All right, so okay, dollar dropping in value, right? TLT, 20-year treasury bonds. Oh, we see those going up. Now, what's been happening over the last, I don't know how long it's been, but let's say over the last couple months to couple years is whatever direction TLT has been going, this, chart-wise, stock market's been following that. This is not something you should just be watching that and say, like, this is a guaranteed thing that's going to happen. It's not, but it's just kind of been correlating for a while. So we see, boom, big move up. And so maybe we're going to keep seeing a move up. Gold, VIX, boom, look at that, drop down. Now the futures was at like 18, but this dropped down to 19. Oh, excuse me, down to I was off. Futures was 19, I think, and this dropped down to 18. So this, for whatever reason, there's people feeling pretty good, right? They're feeling pretty good. Under the paper trade playlist, look for that video selling options with the VIX and see how that is relevant. All right, we got the 4 indices of the stock market right here, and it looks pretty similar, right, to the futures. So you have an idea. Talked about this one, like that bottom of a smiley face right here. It's going to be testing that. We're going to see what's going to happen. This is this right here, testing this. We'll see what's going to happen. And so we're over that 200-day moving average. Is it going to stay over? Possibly. Maybe not. We'll definitely find out. This is testing that 200-day moving average. Right now, it's I don't know if that's above or below, but whatever. It's like it's moving up. It's moving up. Well, let's see if it when test up here. Test here. NASDAQ has really just been the technology stocks over the last year. Technology sector has just been continuing to take a beating, so it's really lagging on that stuff. One of the final things you can do is you can check out different sectors of the stock market to get like start going deeper in, because when we're looking at those indices, looking at 4 indices, you're basically looking at the whole stock market. Right now we're looking at 12 things, so we're getting like a little deeper, like we got a microscope or something. And then, for example, here's the financial sector. Then you could look at all the companies in the financial sector, right? Then you can look at the individual. You can look at the company's balance sheet and cash flows, statement of cash flow, stuff like that. So it's like, what level do you want to look at, and not just what level, like whatever the overall stock market's doing is putting a lot of impact on a particular stock. There's a saying that a rising tide raises all ships, and I just happened to be watching this TD Ameritrade YouTube broadcast today, and I forgot the guy's name that was doing that, but someone put in the chat, oh yeah, rising tide raises all ships. He's like, yeah, in this case, it raises 3 out of 4. So that's kind of how it goes, though. Whatever the overall stock market's doing, it tends to have that effect on a particular stock. Something else that you could do, if you are so inclined, is you can look for relative strength or relative weakness. What is that? Let's take a quick peek at that, and I don't. I've got it set up somewhere, but I don't. It's not something that I do a lot, so I'm just gonna just do a quick, um, just a real quick, just a real quick one. So what you do is you get something like the SPX. It's going to be representing the market. This is a good one because this is only 50 stocks. This is 500 stocks. It's made up of like a variety of these, and then you would you see that right now this has been going up, right? You see that? So then you put you get your stock and you compare it to the the overall market. So if your particular stock is going down while this is going up, then it would have relative weakness. If right here, when this is going down, if your stock's going up, it would have relative strength. Maybe when it has relative, when the whole market's going down, that might not be the time, but you're watching, you're like, hey, my stock is strong. So maybe what you do is you wait till the stock market starts moving up, and then you buy those relative strength stocks. So you got a stock that's already strong, being pushed up, and it's being pushed up by the rest of the market. Or you could do the vice versa, right? What if you got a stock that when the stock market's moving up, your stock market's moving down? What if it has relative weakness? Well, then when the stock market's going down, then you short that stock. Now, whether you want to short it or whether you want to sell, sell a call option, however you want to do it, with stocks, with options, with a combination of them, it's just about understanding there's a variety of ways you can make money when a particular underlying asset is moving down, and when it's moving up, and when it's moving sideways, and you just do the appropriate strategy at that time that's going to fit into your lifestyle. That's a big one. Got to make it fit into your lifestyle. All right, so we got that out of the way, and okay, so we're looking at these. What do we see? I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of bullish action on. All right, we got. We don't see bullish action right here, though, right? This used to be one of the top performers, right? It was a sector that was going up. It was moving like the financials. Now it's basically going sideways, right? A lot of money seems to be flowing into financials. Look at this, though, testing that. Look how that kind of got weak right there. They don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. If we saw this type of candle right here, it's pretty positive, but that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing this almost a doji and it closing a little bit red. That doesn't mean it can't go higher, but it's like, people starting to wonder, getting some debating. We see it right there too. We see it right here, 3. We see it. Can we see it 4? Do we see it 5? Maybe right here. Oh boy. Anything looking super strong. Look at this. This one above that 200-day moving average. Utilities. Look at that. Just like green, red. The same amount. Closed here. Now I'm gonna open here. That's just like back to there. I think it was yesterday. I don't remember when, but something I learned from the master trader courses and watching their videos, which if you really want to learn some really like analytical skills with looking at charts, then those guys those guys are the master trader. Like that's an accurate name. They're like bar by bar analysis, like that. Those guys are the real deal. You wanna have it a little more simplified, check out Phil's game, and you're still gonna learn some good chart reading skills, technical analysis, but it's not going to be like master trader is basically trade anything that moves. It is that good, and it takes work though. Like it takes work. It takes some effort. It is a skill. But anyways, I'm off on a tangent promoting them. I'm not affiliate with them. I wish I was. I'll tell you that. I wish I was an affiliate for Phil's gang. I wish I was an affiliate for Master Trader. I wish I was an affiliate for Andy Tanner. But nonetheless, I'm not. Anyways, so I like learning from those guys. There's other guys too, but and ladies. But anyways, so look, we have this big bull candle right here, right? The very next day, boom, Prices ended here. The very next day, prices are in the bottom basic 10% of this candle. That's not looking very strong. This, okay, we're starting to get near. Look at, see where this dropped, a little bit of a gap. We're kind of getting near that gap, kind of around that 130, getting near this gap. It still could go up, but that candle doesn't look like this, right? The candle doesn't look like this, but it's still, you know, it's on the top. It's not even. It traded all the way down here into the body of this candle. We're tracing in there, but it's all the way up here. And we see this going sideways. We see this one slowing down. Talked about that. Sort of the same thing. That's good. Energy is probably the best for the day. You got a high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Kind of like got the low in here. Pivot here, but it came back and retested that. Close here. Potentially low. Another little pivot. So yeah, energy seems to be doing good. Look at, you got that same thing. Look at this. Consumer staples had a tough time today. Hitting here, right in there. See that little gap. So yeah, okay, this one in real estate. Boop, that's like, that's a big strong candle. This is pretty good, right? That's looking a heck of a lot better as far as bullish than this one, right? Definitely looking better than that one. Looks better than this. This one opened here, closed here. It's definitely not up here, but look at prices traded all the way back down here, retesting this 200-day moving average. We'll see what happens. But overall, you know, on a whole, I'm not seeing, you know, there's 12 of these out of, I don't see the majority just screaming bullishness, right? I don't see, like, this maybe is screaming bullish. What else? Maybe this one. I mean, screaming, not like, well, we can sort of, you know, we can try to make a case for it. So yeah, maybe potentially, maybe we're gonna, I think, as I've been, I don't know if you've watched this video before. Holy macaroni, that always goes back to that one. I've been thinking for a while that wouldn't doubt if we just kind of stay in the sideways market. I think yesterday I really talked about that, from like kind of like this 380-ish, this 390, kind of around the 420, and then 357, 360, somewhere in there. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. Keep looking this over to the left. And it's not these exact numbers. That's the thing. It's like kind of like this range, right? You see the prices got clumpy here, prices got clumpy here, prices a little bit lower in there, getting clumpy in here, getting clumpy in here. So that's you know, for me personally, to be 100% honest, like no fluff, no trying to make myself look better or whatever. Like I okay, I live in Hawaii, right? And that's not something to be bragging about when it comes to the stock market. You know what? It actually works really against me. It sucks. For me, like, I want to be in the East Coast Standard Time Zone. I love the stock market. I naturally wake up around 6 o'clock, sometimes 6:30. By the time I naturally wake up, the stock market's already been open for several hours. I am behind the ball every single flipping day living here, right? So I don't enjoy that, right? But I'm here. My whole life is set up here. I definitely, like, besides the time zone difference, like, I've got really, really good stuff going on here, right? Stock market wise, it's tough. So what's my point with that? Why do I bring that up? Because I used to wake up at like 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, because we don't have a daylight savings time here. So when the mainland has daylight savings time, Stock market's either going to open at like 3:30 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. depending on, daily savings time. And I used to wake up and I used to day trade. I made money, but holy macaroni, like, some people, you see somebody that's like, we got some Polynesian people here, and some of these guys, they're like, over 6 feet, and they're like around 300 pounds. If you tell them they only need 200 calories, like they're gonna get skinny really, really quick. Those guys and ladies, if they're that big, trust me, in order to maintain that mass, they need over 2,000 calories. And we got some other people over here. We got some Asian ladies, sometimes Chinese, sometimes Japanese, sometimes Korean. And some of these ladies, like, not too long ago, if you don't mind, if you don't tell anybody, don't mind me telling you, I went on a date with, 4'11", 95-pound Japanese female, very, very beautiful. But at 4'11", 95 pounds, you think she needs the same amount of calories as this 300-pound Samoan dude? No. And I'm kind of in the middle. I'm like 195, 200. So we all need different level of calories, just like we all need different level of sleep. So don't give me some BS that, oh, you only need 4 hours of sleep. Why don't you ask me how much sleep I need, and I'll tell you instead of you telling me, right? I don't do that with your money. I'll tell you what to do, so don't tell me what to do with my sleep. So anyways, so I learned that I got to get more sleep, right? So I had to figure out ways to trade that I can be profitable when I'm behind the 8 ball every single day, behind the curve every single day. You live in the mainland, whatever hours you are closer to Eastern Standard Time, you got that advantage on me, right? What can I say? I'm at a disadvantage. So my point is this. It doesn't matter to me what the stock market does. It doesn't matter. Stock market goes up, your good buddy Brent is going to make money. Stock market goes down, your good buddy Brent is going to make money. Stock market goes sideways, your good buddy Brent is going to make money. I don't give a boop. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to figure out which direction I think it's going to go. I'm going to place my trades, make my investments. I hope that this bombs. I'm hoping that this crashes. I hope it hits this health pandemic low. I want to buy back at these prices again. So with that, why not put yourself in a position where you don't give a flip which way the stock market goes? How about that? Instead of listening to these dorks on TV talking about this, that, or the other, you don't know how these people get paid. Don't trust these people. They're on TV. You know who's on TV? Actors, professional liars. You want to take financial advice from a professional liar? What if you say, Brett, you don't know if they're a professional liar? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. And I'm not gonna invest based on their advice so I can find out. I'm just gonna assume they are. That's safer for my money. Well, you're not giving them the benefit of the doubt. I don't need to give them anything. I'm not asking them for anything. I don't have to give them anything. Right? I don't need them in my life. They're not doing anything for me. I don't know these people. That's what I'm suggesting for you. You can figure this stuff out. You don't need to listen to these dorks. It's because they have a fancy suit, $40,000 teeth, $100 haircut, just because they're on TV. Who cares? There's only one person that cares about your money and your family. That's you. Don't listen to those idiots. You guys have a fantastic day. And even though you care about your family and your money more, I do care about human beings. And you happen to be a human being. So I'm going to do my best to show you where water is. If you're thirsty enough, you can drink. Aloha.